about 4th or 5th grade, so around 9 or 10. Oh, I guess I was like a little bit taller than everybody else, so that kind of made me stand out a little bit, but it was a fun sport to start playing. It was something I knew nothing about. Literally, I remember the first stick I got was literally a tennis racket, so I was trying to catch and throw the ball, and I had no idea what I was doing, but it was always fun. Well, a lot of it is, it's such a rapid growing sport. It's getting quicker, it's getting faster. Many kids want to play it. They see, what is this strange stick and basket and ball thing that these kids are playing with? Like, I want to play, I want to learn more about the sport. Regionally in high schools and middle schools and stuff like that, it's becoming more on the map. I think, I'll be completely honest, I think the lax bro culture was the worst thing to happen to this sport. I hate the long baggy shorts, the flow is kind of cool, but because people would like, you guys you don't know anything about the sport. Goggles, mouth guards, sticks, that's all you wear. Men's lacrosse, you got helmet, shoulder pads, elbow pads, the whole 9 yards. So the speed of the game is a big difference. A lot of it, stopping on the whistle in the women's game, getting to run on the whistle in the men's game. They're two very completely different sports, and a lot of people don't realize it like that. You look at women's ice hockey and you look at men's ice hockey. The only difference is the physicality. You can't check in women's lacrosse. I think a lot of it is keeping the integrity of the women's game, keeping it less physical and more of a finesse game with the speed, the running. Our field is a lot longer than a men's lacrosse field, so a lot of the speed of the game is coming from the pure athleticism from the female athletes with long passes, a lot of finesse. Honestly, I think the physicality in the men's game is great. It keeps a lot of entertainment there. The nice part about the higher you get up in the women's game, the more physical it can become. What they do is they teach men the proper way of how to be physical, the proper checks that they need to do. If the women's game was more physical, it would definitely change the culture of women's lacrosse, which is what we're trying not to do. I think men's and women's lacrosse has the uniqueness to it to where the games don't overlap. I think keeping it different is a really smart idea. Before the popularity of lacrosse in the state of Ohio, I know older teammates of mine at high school, when they were younger, they played men's lacrosse because they had no women's lacrosse program. You could see how their style of play had to change. Again, the physicality of the game, the calls are different, the officiating is always different. Just the morphing of the two sports, I like the fact that they're different. You have two different games to watch. Yes and no. If you look at, there is a professional league for men's and women's lacrosse, but again, it's not enough to sustain their a lifestyle worth just making money playing that sport, where a lot of these women and men have to have second jobs. So you don't earn a lot of money being a professional lacrosse player, whereas you see all of these football players, all of these basketball players earning a lot of money where they could retire after one season. Yeah, a lot of it is sticking your foot in the door. And with all of these professional leagues, you look at professional soccer, you look at professional hockey, basketball, all of those sports have all had a paved the way system. And right now what I'm seeing is lacrosse is such a growing sport that, like you said, in the next 20 or so years, I can see it becoming as popular as professional soccer, professional basketball, stuff like that. Well, you can also look at the fact that the men actually do make a little bit of money. They sell tickets to people who are non-students. So it's not a lot, but it's like maybe $5 to $7 for a ticket. You see a lot, which is actually kind of funny. You see a lot more people at the men's games, and their home field is actually at the Horseshoe now. So they get a lot more media presence. Their media coordinator is a lot more on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, telling them, hey, we've got this, this, and this, get your season tickets now, and stuff like that. Whereas our social media presence is, we have a game today in the shoe, hope we can see you there. There's not a lot of presence where they treat the men like, this is what you guys can be doing for the rest of your lives. There's a lot more backing behind it, not as much as the women's.
We're gonna out.
This is what happens at practice. They're just like,
Oh gosh.
we'll wait.
Okay.
We're on your time.
What a fashionable sweater.
Thanks for being with us, Morgan.
Regulations.
We're gonna wait.